Sharon the Warp Spinster here. Thank you for spending time with me today. We are going to be revisiting Alice. Last time I mentioned that I would spend some more time with it. And even as I was editing the video from last week, I saw spots that I didn't think worked when I was working on them, but as I was watching the video, I thought, oh, that actually worked pretty well. So I am going to come back to this, do some rearranging, pull some things out, add some things back in that I had taken out. I'm working in Procreate again because that's easiest for me and for you to see what I'm doing. I've just made a duplicate of what I did last week so that I still have that intact in case I decide I like that best. But I'm going to make some changes here. So what I'm going to do is just start pulling some pieces out or hiding them so that I can start to rework this and maybe try and do one that's a little scaled down. There were some comments made that I agree with. It's pretty busy. I want it to be chaos, but this is pretty busy. And the first thing that I want to do, I was never very happy about this piece. So I want to take that one out if I can find it. It's one of these. There we go. And then also this one I'm not really sure about at this point. Let's see, I'll just go through and start taking some out and see how I feel about it. Not sure about that. We could always put them back in again, so sort of feeling like I still want that one. Definitely want that one. Now that one, these two, one of these was a duplicate, so it wouldn't look exactly like that when I made a second piece anyway. But what if I just don't do any of the duplicates and work with just what I have made, aside from the pieces to fill in? And I actually like that better. Not at all sure that I want it to be flat against the left side, but we'll worry about that in a minute. And I do most of what's there. Let's take these two out, and then I would have to erase but that's all right. I'm going to go ahead and do that, actually. Whoops, I have to find that. I'm actually not minding that very much. This, I think I want to go somewhere though. Not just end in the middle, which it is doing now since I took that one piece out. The other thing that, as I was watching the video, that I thought actually looked okay when I looked back at it was this red piece at the bottom. And someone else commented on that, I think Cindy maybe. It started to look like a funnel, which I think it did before. I just didn't appreciate how that might fit in, I guess. Let me round this off a bit. And then I still didn't much like when I extended this. Let me check myself because my thoughts have changed. Maybe. I think that I would want these to intersect then in some fashion. Sometimes it's just easier to color it in. That adds a little bit of grounding to it, which I think is not a bad thing. Going to try this though. I don't think I'm going to like it, but stranger things have happened in the world. Oh, you know, I kind of like that. What if I did that down here, but mirror image of it. Don't hate that, but... And so that would then actually go... Doggone it. This way. I cannot get my tools right today. That almost gives her roots down there, which might be kind of fun. Now then it misses the whole... I'm going to be tooled wrong all day, I think. So make it a little larger while I'm working here. It'll be easier for you all to see. And now you all are going to be calling out to me, no, you want the brush, not the eraser. I like it, but I really do think this needs to be thinner down here then, if I want it to kind of mimic what's going on above. That's better, isn't it? I'm not really looking for validation that you must like the same thing that I do, of course, but all right. I'm trying not to get my lotioned hands all over the screen, which will make a mess for you guys. That's the nice thing about doing this in Procreate or any kind of drawing program, is that you can make these little changes that make a big difference that would be harder to make if you were doing them in fabric. And these, of course, may not turn out exactly as I have them here, but still I think could be good. I kind of am wanting this all to be, all right, this is going to be interesting. Do I have all of the, oh good. Some days I'm just really good. I surprise myself. I'm going to take all of that, and then I'm also going to move it over a little bit so that it isn't off to the right. Even if I keep it flat on that side, I think I want it to not be up against the left edge. It's part of that rule of thirds thing again. I am just sloppy as all get out today. And then I have this curve down here. That's kind of nice. I like that. And this black line, I want to go somewhere. I also have a question about whether I want this to end in a point there or completely off of that piece. So many questions. This black line though, let's just play with it a little bit and see if we can find something we like. In fact, I'm going to put that on a new layer because we'll make it easier to go back or try something different. I'm waiting for my camera to stop shaking. All right, let me get a wider brush here. Nope. What if it curls back? A very awkward curve, but let's move this off this direction Finish it off. Almost feels like I need something more around here. If I do that, maybe, but then it's kind of too vertical. If we take that away and then, all right, I'm going to cheat a little on here. Going to color that bit over with white so that if I decide to go back to the way it was, then it'll be easier to do. If we then do some black on top of that, that just comes back. Oh, there we go. And feeds into that. That's better. But then having this straight on that side is still bothering me. So, still want rule of thirds, but I need something over there. And it may need to go down just a little bit, so I'm doing that rule of thirds again. A little better. And maybe that doesn't even need to touch the top. I like it a little bit away from it, actually. Still need something over here. Something pink, maybe. Let's grab me one of my pinks and I'll make something like that, maybe. Put it underneath everything. So it got flat on that side. I don't know why I thought that was going to work. Well, not solid pink for sure. Not liking that. I like having something over there, just not. Or I could, let me go back up here. So I'm painting over with white so that rather than erasing these, so that if I decide I don't like it, then I don't have to draw back, try and recover it. It's a little better, but I'm still not thrilled with it. Okay, there we go. Now, oh, I'm going to like it. Let's do some erasing there. Okay, that's good. Like that. One of the things I like about this one is that I guess I do have one piece that I have to make a duplicate of. And I'm not using actually the piece that started it all, which was the log cabin, wonky log cabin. But I can do another piece that combines that with these funky pineapples. Liking that. This then looks out of place, as if I didn't quite get it right. So I either need to make this match up with that, maybe make that a curve, or extend that more so it's clear that I intended that point to be that way and didn't just miss it. Let's try extending the point first, and then if that doesn't work, we'll erase it. That was bad. Oh, wait a minute. I wanted that to curl back. Don't know what I've done, but I can fix that. Okay. Definitely decided I liked the other thing, so it's easy enough to make it a little, oh my gosh, that's a bad curve. All right, I'll just let Procreate improve it for me. And, but down here, don't know. It's not quite that diamond shape that I'm looking for, so take it back. What happens if I have it do that curve? That might be all right. Gives a little bit of cohesion there. I'm liking that better than the one that I did last week. Do I want this to go off site here, off the edge? Helps to ground it a little bit. Well, it doesn't have to be just one curve. Oh, don't like that. Do we want to sort of funnel this end going into there? Maybe a little too much. Maybe. It looks a little less random. Ties it together better if I do this, I think. I'm sort of demonstrating the value of taking some time revisiting things because you see them differently later on. And then down here, I think it wants something in here, maybe even just over here. What do we have? We've taken a couple of things out. Pretty sure I don't want that in there, but let me move it around a bit. Isn't horrible. And yes, I know I have that line through there. I can, but I'm not sure that I like it. I should put some weight down there. Let's see what happens if I rotate it. I do think I want something there. I'm just not sure that that's it. I maybe want it moved over. Have it running through it. Some space there. That isn't actually horrible. I would hate to leave out the piece that started it all. I might be okay with that. I don't know that I like it that far out. Or maybe I do. All right, Go ahead and register your opinion of this in the comments. Of course, you are always free to register your opinions in the comments. Try to be reasonably nice about it. You crazy old woman. What were you thinking? Is, I'd even accept that, I guess. It brings a little more, it does help to ground it over here. And this helps to tie it in with the rest. What if this then is not grounded? I think I like that better. I may want that red to be a little bit different then, but I don't want it to ground at the bottom. That isn't grounded at the top, so I kind of want this to be. Now it's looking like the root of a tree. Pardon me while I turn this and see if I can do a little better. I should just stop talking and just draw things, because I'm not very coherent when I'm trying to talk and draw at the same time. Then I think I would want this maybe be more exaggerated that way. Being kind of sloppy today, aren't I? What do we think of that? That might be all right. It takes that, mimics it down here, but turns it another direction. I'm thinking about how the eye flows over it all. I've just become conscious that when I wave my hand there, that's a really big hand. Sorry. Close to the camera today. Then how is this looking in relation to that? Feels sort of just clumped on there, doesn't it? All right, just to try something different that I may not like at all. Or I might like that just fine. Maybe a little bit on the heavy side. But I like the general shape. And then we had colored over this bit so that it isn't so flat. I'm liking that pretty well. Better than the one that I did last week. Wondering what it would be like if all right, we're going to try something here. Could be kind of not at all what I want, but we'll find out. Oops, I paused too long there. And we're going to remove everything, or color over, I should say. Everything except that. Then this almost looks too big in relation to the rest, doesn't it? Just thinking about a very minimalist one. Maybe what I'm thinking about is just these pieces, possibly that one too, which is an entirely different prospect, which includes just one duplicate piece and still uses the original, the first block that started it all, and uses all of the original blocks that I had. I'm going to call that good for today. You are all, of course, welcome to comment about what you like, don't like, would do differently. And I don't ask that because I want to change what I've done necessarily. It's for you to sort of organize your thoughts about what you would do differently if you were doing it, because the point of all this is for you to get comfortable with doing your own thing, your own improv and creative things. And I think it just helps to organize those thoughts, and you will then begin to come up with your own style, which may be very different from mine. That's it for today then. This may turn out to be fairly short by the time I edit out all my On Sunday, we will be going back to the houses, the village, it makes a village, and be talking some about how I might start putting it together and other embellishments and whatnot that I might do. I'm not sure we're going to be finished with it on Sunday, but at least we'll make some inroads in that. I've had some questions about that, and I'm getting there. I really am going to get there. But I wanted to get started on different shapes and thinking about ideas for how we might do it. We also need to talk about how to structure them going up the hill or down the hill or whatever. So I hope I will see you on Sunday in the village. And on Wednesday, who knows? In the meantime, as always, be well, be safe, be happy, be quilting. Peace.